you have taken a very strong stance on the situation with Kilmar Abrego Garcia, who was living in Maryland before he was deported illegally to El Salvador. A judge had said he could not be sent to El Salvador. He was sent to El Salvador based on ridiculously flimsy claims about membership of MS-13, which have since been inflated. Other things have been thrown into the mix. You went to El Salvador and met with him. And you, why?
Well, two reasons. One is that this is a guy who is driving back home from work. He's a sheet metal worker, and he had his 5-year-old son in the car who is autistic. And all of a sudden, vans, official government vans, pull him to the side of the road, take him out. He goes to Baltimore, he goes to Texas, he gets shackled, he gets essentially thrown onto an airplane, not know where he's going, and ends up in this gulag in El Salvador. And I spoke to his wife and his mom and his brother, and they, number one, wanted to know if he was alive. But of course, the bigger issue is just this outrageous violation of his due process rights under the Constitution of the United States. And if we can't fight to defend the Constitution of the United States, I don't know what we can fight for.
But he's not an American. That's what you hear all the time, right?
Well, but as you know, and we all know, maybe the country's, is that the due process rights under the Constitution apply to people who live here. Now, the Trump administration is trying to change the subject. They're desperate to change the subject. They put a lot of information out on social media. What I have said is...
He also went into an interview where he claimed that MS-13 was literally written on his knuckles.
He did.
Can you clarify for us, as someone who met him, is MS-13 literally written on his knuckles?
I think we all know that that was put on.
No!
No.
Really?
But here's the thing. Here's the thing, Mehdi, because they are throwing out all these claims. The one place they're not taking all these claims, at least not so far, is into court. And so what I have said is put up or shut up in court. That's what I wrote to the President of the United States, because that is where people assess the facts, and that's where you testify under oath. I have made it very clear that I'm not vouching for the man Abrego Garcia. I'm vouching for his rights, because if you take away his rights, you jeopardize the rights of everybody in this room and everybody in America.